Okay, time for the obligatory house tour, I suppose. Alright, so here we're starting off at my front door. That little slot there is where my mail comes in. This is my Genkan. That's the area where you're supposed to take your shoes off before you enter the main part of the apartment. My apartment is actually quite small, and unlike normal apartments or apartments and homes that I've seen in Japan, I don't have a shoe closet to put my shoes away. So I had to go to the store and buy this little rack here, and it gives me enough space to put my shoes in. And if I wanted to, like a month ago when it was winter, I could tuck my boots behind that and have enough space. And then if we go to the door, there's my Washington, D.C. cherry blossom poster. And of course, from my previous video, the caution during strong wind, be careful with the door. And then to the left of that is my lights. Rotate, 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 rotate. Hallway. If we come here to this door and open it, this is where my toilet is. Yay! I'm sure you're all fascinated by that. And in here I have my umbrella because I have nowhere else to put it. Basic toilet cleaning stuff. Toilet paper, obviously. Of course, I don't have one of those fancy super magic butt toilets, but my toilet gets the job done. I have this lovely little thing in here, so when you flush the toilet and the clean water comes out of this tap, it goes through and filters and it cleans the bowl a bit, and it helps keep the whole room smelling nice and fresh. So, yay! And then, of course, the big flush and little flush. If you flush upwards, this kanji means small. Small flush, basically if you're doing a number 1. This is big. That's for your number 2s. Maybe a couple times. Leaving the bathroom. Closing the door. And turn. Okay, I'm sure you've noticed these hideous pink carpets. I accidentally purchased these. I bought them off a Japanese website, and I misread the kanji for the options, and the picture was like blue with the cat prints on it, and I accidentally didn't click on this little drop box that would actually select the blue, and it was selected for pink. So I got 2 of these pink rugs, or 3 actually. And then if you turn to the right, dun 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 dun, my magnificent kitchen. Oh my goodness, look at this! An amazing Japanese feature. Counter space. Yeah, just kidding. So my sink is extremely shallow, like my hand doesn't even completely go in when I do it that way. I don't have a super ton of storage, so back there is where I keep my little hot pad and my cutting board. I have 2 burners, and then I have a little bit of storage up here, but that's mainly just cups and cookware. And then underneath is where I keep my dishes and my drying rack. And then that's where I keep like toiletries and whatnot. This is my tower of kitchen stuff. On top of that are some snacks and a sweet potato, as well as my paper towel roll. And then this microwave is what came with the apartment. It's mainly what I use. This oven I actually got from my predecessor. I have not actually plugged it in or used it yet, but it works as a microwave and an oven at the same time. So once I figure out how to get it to actually work, I'll probably be putting that one thing away and then clearing all this up for space and storage, and be using this most of the time. The trick is that if you come back here, let me pull it up. There's this green wire here, and there's like a ground. Actually, I could show you on my washer in a minute. But you have to ground it into the outlet before you can plug it in and operate it. And that requires, you know, turning off electricity and screwing things in and time and effort. And I just haven't actually gotten around to it. This closet here, I think was supposed to be the shoe closet, but it's so narrow and it's so tiny and far away from my door. I just use it as basically a pantry and just cooking stuff, and then at the bottom is some cleaning stuff. And then we get to my washer. My washer works as my washer, for laundry, and then it also works as my additional counter space where I cook my rice and I heat it by water. I do have this lovely pole here which I use to dry my laundry indoors because it rains a lot here. This is my circuit breaker that I need to figure out how to operate so that I can actually plug in my oven. And over here, this is what I was talking about, this green cord here. You have to go into the outlet and screw it in, and then you can plug it in and use it. But that means I have to disconnect the microwave that's there and then reconnect my new oven, and that's just a bit of a hassle that I haven't gotten around to yet. And then if we turn to the right, ta-da, your typical Japanese shower bath combo. If you come right on here, it's pretty small. There's enough space for one person. Hi. If you close the door, this whole room is waterproof, so I can just stand here and take my shower. I've taken a total of 3 baths since I've been here. I've been here for 1 month. I can fit in the tub, but it's not very comfortable. I like to just leave my towels here to dry because they don't get wet when I shower, and up here is this really nice fan that when I have it going will help dry my clothes and things like that kind of quickly. If you look over here, this is my sink. My sink is also my tap for my tub, so all I do is have to move it over, it fills it up. And then if I want to switch from the tap to my shower head, all I have to do is turn this little knob right here from down to up. Oop, there was some water in that. It's kind of annoying because I've seen some models of my bathroom where this shower head is actually over here in the tub, and I would really like to have it over here so that I could just put like a little curtain up, and then this area could stay dry, and I could use this as an actual like bathroom sink and maybe get like a little table or a stand here where I could put all my toiletries and stuff, and I don't need to worry about this whole area getting soaking wet. But hey, what can you do? So then we come on out. Oh, by the way, my little fish tea towel that I love so much, I got that at the Hyakuen store, the 100 yen store, which is basically a dollar store. Turn right, and we are officially into the main bedroom. Now, if you turn to the right, I have this little telephone intercom system where if somebody rings my door, I can just pick up the phone and ask, "Oh, mushi mushi, who's there? Hello." But the problem is that if I want to avoid answering the door, that means I need to be able to see who's there. And most of the modern units, instead of having this phone, actually have a little camera, so you could just boop, look at it, and oh, I don't want to talk to this person, but I can't do that. So if I want to avoid somebody like the NHK person, which is basically their BBC, PBS kind of person that comes around collecting fees, I have to go up to my front door and look through the peephole, and then they can hear me, and of course, they're not going to want to leave. Then, if you go to the left of that, this is some sort of like back pillow thing that you can use when you're sitting on the floor. I've actually not figured out how to use this correctly. It was something that my predecessor gave me, and I can't figure it out. When I moved into this apartment, I had no furniture to sit on. There was just a floor, and my big American booty could not take it. And then underneath of that is my tower of trash. Yes. Each one of these bins I use to select and sort my trash. Because if you look on the side of my refrigerator, I have this calendar / chart that tells me when I can take trash out and what kinds of trash I can take out and specific ways I have to dispose of it. So it's really complicated. So the top up here, you can see it's a yellow bag. That's for burnables. And that stuff goes out 3 times a week. Here in the clear bag, that is pet plastics. That goes out once a week. And then we go down to here. This is where I keep my non-burnables. I don't have a lot of stuff that actually goes in there, but that goes out, I think, once or twice a month. And then down here, that's where I put my pet bottles, my cartons, and my ink cartridges. This is basically where I put all of my stuff that I can sort and I can throw away at other places. So my pet bottles I can take to the grocery store, my cartons I can take to the grocery store, and then ink cartridges, I think you can take them to some banks, the post office, and I think stores like Daiso have an ink return place. So that's what that's for. Now if we get up, you can pan around the room. It's pretty bare. I don't have a lot of stuff because I don't have a lot of money. But this low table I got from my predecessor. It's really nice, and it's large. The table that came with the apartment was really tiny, and I have it hiding up in my loft right now, and I guess I could show you that in a minute. This chair my predecessor gave me, it's kind of beat up and old and a little funky, but you know, it gets the job done. And then on top of it, I have these sheets and blanket because my friend is coming over and she's going to be spending the night for a few days. So I just have her bedding nice and clean and ready for her. And then over here is where I keep all my little hooks and clips for my laundry pool that you can kind of see through the glass here. And I don't have an actual balcony, so I have to be really careful when I hang my clothes outside, because if I don't secure it properly, it'll just fall down onto the ground and I have to go downstairs and get it, which would be a pain in the butt. The good news is that my ceilings are relatively high because I have a loft up here. This little bot in the wall up here is my air conditioner and my heater. And this little television and the stand came with it, with the apartment. But this little shelving unit I got from my predecessor. I did have to buy my printer and I had to buy my laminator. The problem with teaching English in multiple schools is not all schools have the same supplies. And if you're tailoring a lesson, it's difficult to tailor a lesson for each school. So what you want to do is basically have it streamlined and as simple as possible. So you wind up investing a lot of money into your initial resources. And it takes a bite out of your money when you first get here, especially considering you don't get paid for like a month or two. So it was really been my biggest expense since I've been in Japan has been making school supplies for my lessons. It's not my food. It's not my travel. It's been making materials. To the left of that, I just have some Nature Valley bars. And basically, I've been using those as omiyage for my schools and people who I meet. Basically, they don't go bad for a long time. There are a bunch of them in one of these big bulk boxes. They're easy to give out. They're relatively healthy-ish, better than some things. And it just makes life a lot easier. In Japan, giving omiyage is kind of like a way to say you're trying to become a part of the culture of the school, be a part of the school, and, you know, it helps out. This couch I actually purchased and it folds out into a bed. So when people come to visit, they have a place to sleep that is not the floor. And I like the color. It's one of my favorite colors. And to the right, I have this like plastic set of drawers. The top drawer is like a bunch of junk drawer, and then the other drawers are for clothing. And then I kind of use this top as just like a coffee table top. And then we have a full body mirror. Ah, my full body. Hello. And my mismatched socks. In some units, I've noticed that they have storage up here in the top. I really wish I had that, but apparently I don't. This side of my closet is just clothes. I have my ironing board. This is where I keep my vacuum and my hamper. And then this shovel came with my car from the car rental company. And it was taking up space in my car, and I needed my car for like actual car things, so I couldn't just leave it in there. And then that's where I keep my slippers. And then the left side of my closet, you can see I have like my winter boots. That white plastic thing up there, that's my iron. And then that's where my scarf and my wool hat are. I have some tools here, school supplies, school bag, more school stuff. All of this is basically just school stuff. My Totoro bag, he's really good to use for schools. If you want to have a good icebreaker when you're first getting over here, get something like Totoro or something that they can easily recognize, and use that as like your school bag, or keep it out so that they notice it. It gives them something to feel like that they feel like they can talk to you about, and they'll be more comfortable approaching you. And then after that, we move over to here, and this is my ladder of death / doom that I absolutely cannot stand and I hate so much. Because look at this. You put weight on it the wrong way, and then it just pops right up. I'm so terrified that one day I'm just going to fall because it's just too flimsy, and it'll be in the dead of night when I have to poop or something like that. Anyway, going up the ladder of death is my loft, which is where my bed is. If you look to the right, I have an actual bed frame, and then headphones for if it's too noisy, my manatee Barbara, and then I have a futon and a futon pad, and then another futon. So I sleep on 2 futons. And then this is just a wooden frame. If you look over here, here's another one of those horrible pink carpets. That box is full of ribbons that I'm working on a lesson for my students for. If you look to the right of that, that's my suitcase, and then that is my cooler / thermal backpack. This is the little table that I was telling you about that came with the place. And then in the corner, you see that big cardboard thing that's taking up the corner. Basically, that's where I'm hiding my snow tires for my car, because I have nowhere else to put them, and they're not staying in my car because that just takes up too much space. Then if you come over here and look to the left, I have an outlet and lights, and there's like a TV hookup if I wanted to get a television up here. And then I have this. This is a adapter for outlets. So I use it for my laptop when I'm up here. It takes my 3-prong and turns it to a 2-prong. And then I have 2 USB ports in it, so I can charge my phone and then charge like my Fitbit at the same time. So if we come up here and we rotate, you can see this is my room from above. Again, probably the benefits of having a high ceiling are really nice. I don't feel so crammed up here, but the thing I don't like the most about this apartment is this ladder. And I'm probably going to be saving up to move probably within a year or so that I don't have to deal with the ladder anymore. But other than that, it's a really nice apartment. It's very spacious. It's comfortable. It's more than enough space for one person. I've never felt like I'm too crammed in here. It's in really nice condition. It's clean, and it's a quiet neighborhood. So overall, I'm quite content here. Anyway, until next time.